The following Jackass Nation production is powered by Cinelinx. Cinelinx.com, your one stop for your news, reviews, editorials, and more. Keep it on Cinelinx. You're listening to Gifted Talkers, powered by Cinelinx.com and presented by the Jackass Nation and the Offshoots Radio Network. And now, your host, the Jackass.
Alright, welcome to Gifted Talkers Episode 2. This is your host, the one, the only, the Jersey Jackass, your boy B to the C. Hit me up on Twitter at RealJackassBC. That's RealJackassBC. And I am once again joined by Mr. Quad C, Captain Calm, Cool, and Collected. Matt, move the joystick. What up?
Man, that's a lot. That was a lot of names. I appreciate the... I swear, I'm turning into, like, the mother of dragons in a little bit. Break of chains! My wife has no idea what my title is anymore.
It makes no sense,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
So.
welcome to Gifted Talkers, Episode 2.
That's right. I'm uber excited because it was so good. I loved it so much.
So far, it's been great. I love what Fox is doing with this series.
I do too. I think it's really entertaining, and I love the build up they're pulling. And I love the titles. How they all have to do something like this one. Episode 2 is a title. Now I know RX stands for something. It's something medical wise.
It's like prescription. Just consider it like that. Yeah.
But it's just little R, capital X. I love how they capitalize all the X's.
I did love that too. I was a little surprised, or not surprised, but I didn't know what to think whenever I saw the title as RX. I was like, okay, now they're getting lazy. Yeah. But then I get to the end of the episode, I'm like, nope, that was smart. I'm stupid.
Yeah, I got it. You know, they're going in there, they're getting the medicine and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Which I didn't think that was the route they were going to go with.
Yeah.
Like, right out of the gate, out of episode 1, suddenly Blink is sick. I didn't expect that to be what this episode was going to be about. I thought Blink would be okay. Because obviously we don't know the distance traveled between episode 1 and the headquarters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I do like that we see that you know she doesn't know what she's doing. We've never seen Blink actually do, because when we've seen Blink in the movies, it's always like, you know, maybe one room, maybe the next room over, but that's the maybe here, maybe up in the sky. But it's never been like this, where it's like miles and miles away.
Right. Allegedly.
We
don't know where the hell they are.
No, we don't.
No clue.
But all right. So let's open. Let's talk about the actual plot of the episode. We open up. They're all back. They're all freaking out. Well, actually, we open up with that flashback.
There was a flashback. We're in the bowling alley,
which was a really cool. I really liked that flashback.
It was cool, but it only served two purposes. The first purpose was, again, to make sure everybody knows Stephen Moyer's character is a good guy, everybody.
You know what else I didn't realize about him?
What?
I didn't realize he was married to Anna Paquin.
Yeah.
Which
they met during True Blood, and then they got together.
And this really and now I'm just like, well, can we get him?
Can Anna Paquin come?
Can we get Rogue to show up?
Anyway,
is that possible?
That'd be great.
Because it'd be really nice.
I think they're both Australian too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it'd be cool to see Rogue. Like, hey,
right?
What's up, Rogue?
That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah. But again, it proved to everybody that, hey, this guy works in the mutant business, but he's still a good guy. And
that's right.
That part to me, I don't think was that necessary. But the other part that it served was, hey, mutants aren't. You know, they're still shunned.
Yeah.
And the girl just figured out that she's a mutant, or the daughter just figured out she's a mutant. So now she's kind of having that little bit of an internal conflict.
Well, I don't think it showed that she just figured it out, because it seemed like she had her powers down still.
Sure.
Because she was just like, let me knock down these bowling pins without you seeing, you know?
True.
Like, yo, what up? I'm still a G.
But you could see the legitimate concern in her face.
Well, I thought it was more of a concern of like a racism concern, like why you don't need to be treating these people like this,
right? Sure,
because you know theoretically you're treating me like that, you just don't know it.
Yeah.
So and that's something I really liked about it. The way she portrays that, I really love this girl. I think she is incredible. The boy's starting to annoy me a little bit.
The boy was annoying me in episode 1. And it almost seems like they kind of have to shoehorn him in to any scene. Like, he could be out of the entire series altogether, and I wouldn't miss it.
Yeah, no.
And even in this episode, like, you look later on, and we'll get to what happens later on, he just kind of jumps in and is like, I'm using powers, guys! And he jumps back away.
Yeah. Okay, so we open up. We have the flashback, then we go back to the base, and we're all freaking out because Dad's been shot. We don't know if he's alive. We don't know what he's doing. And now Blink is just seizuring out like a mug.
And I never thought that whenever, like, a mutant gets sick or gets messed up in some way, that their powers would be, like, off the charts like that. And like, suddenly I realized, like, if I'm a writer in that writing room and I'm thinking, who's the most dangerous person if they were out of commission or if their powers were going haywire, who would be the most dangerous person? And I didn't realize it would be Blink, because oh my god, she goes nuts.
And she she keeps opening up a port to a certain road, and when it opens up and that truck comes sliding, that's one of the coolest scenes I've seen, especially on television.
That was cool, except that mom should be dead. Because I watched it several times, that one moment where, like, it gets right up next to her, and I'm like, that's too close. She's dead. She's gone. She's, like, lost an ankle, maybe.
A little bit something. There's something broken, something like that.
Right.
I will say that I'm definitely also starting to, what's the word that kids use? Ship.
Oh, I'm not a child anymore. I don't know what that means.
When you take two people in a show and you want them in a relationship, you ship them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And
I need to hang out with the youths of the world.
with the youths. I'm definitely starting to ship Blink and Thunderbird already.
Okay, yeah. I could say
that. I like that idea.
And Thunderbird, I like that we had a little bit more... more personality and a little bit more fleshing out of his powers, because I didn't realize how strong he was.
He's really strong.
I did love that interaction where he's like, I can't remember his name, the light guy.
Eclipse.
He was like, he's stronger than, well, I don't know what, but he's just he's strong. He's really strong.
That was absolutely great. I loved it so much. Speaking of Eclipse, so while we're trying to contain Blink and the insane portals that keep opening up to the one random road that just keeps getting more and more cops.
Really interesting. Like, what the hell happened on that road?
I would have loved to see the opposite, like, view of it at one point. Like, maybe the cop, you're with the cops, and then all of a sudden it opens up like, okay, what are we like? Then it turns, you just see all the mutants looking at you, and you see Lauren like, let me just close this real quick. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I thought they were going to show that.
I did too.
I was a little disappointed that they didn't.
I love that her powers did that, though.
I did too. And that was another unexpected thing.
Yeah, we're getting more and more about what she can do.
And I love her response. Yeah, I just kind of figured I could try it, and it just works.
And she walks up like, I'm a badass, I'm going to do this. And he's like, well, I didn't know if it was going to work, but, you know, confidence builds it all.
Confidence is key. But meanwhile, you had Polaris in jail, and that was a big focal point of this episode too.
I get it. I see it. I see what we're doing here. And we got the prisoners that all hate mutants.
Yeah.
And we're mean to the mutants in there. And I kind of had to laugh. It's going to go into my negatives. The scene where Polaris tries to use her power and then falls.
Right.
And that was a little. And when
she just put a collar on you, that should be like a pretty easy notification that you cannot use your powers.
Well, I mean, if I'm a mutant, I'm still gonna try. I'm gonna see what happens. But
if I was a mutant and I just got put in prison, I'd be sitting on my bed away from where anybody can see me, and then I'd be like, okay, let me try it. Oh, damn it. Okay, no one saw that, right? All right, we're good.
Well, because so then we get to the yard where she tries to talk to the one mutant, which is incredible makeup. Like,
that was awesome.
Crap. She looked really good.
I'm intrigued as to what her power even is.
Yeah.
Because if you look like that, there has to be something cool about you.
Exactly. Unless that's just, you're just, weird looking, but who knows?
Yeah, but why put a collar at that point?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, but we get to that point where she goes to that one girl, and like, they have that back and forth where she's like, all right, you know what, whatever.
Sure.
I'm not worried about you. And so in my mind, I'm going, Polaris is badass. Like, this girl about to mess people up.
And she did. Well, that one girl.
I mean, one girl, and then she kind of got
Then she got messed up. Yeah.
Like, I was sitting there, I was kind of expecting her to take them all on. Like, I was like, she's going to Wolverine this.
But I feel like she's getting there.
Yeah.
Like, we saw little steps because she tried to use her collar before. She got knocked on her ass. And then, due to anger, she was able to bypass the collar and send that table right into, like, that woman who, like, whatever her name is. So I think by the next time they try to mess with her, she's just going to be like, screw this collar, and just blow them all away.
Yeah. It's just, I expected her to be some kind of a badass without the powers too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, she's got to be at least still cool, a good fighter or something.
I almost wonder if she's just... They get so reliant on their powers.
Yeah.
And they're not inhibited at all.
See, but like what I'm saying is, I expected her to be like one of those ones that's just like, regardless, she had a tough childhood. She's just a badass.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just more of the powers that are going to make her as cool as she is. But
now that was another interesting point. Whenever she's in the shower scene,
mm-hmm.
whenever the dye started coming off and her hair started getting green,
I didn't understand it.
I'm like, did you like have to do daily showers or daily like dyeing for you to cover the green in your hair? I have no idea. But man, they got dangerously close to showing stuff.
They did. I was like, there you go, Fox. I ain't mad at you.
That was risque.
Yeah.
That prison shower scene in a women's facility. I did not see that coming.
Very, very, very Orange is the New Black.
Yes. I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my, is this not safe for work? Okay.
But I see she is building an idea. She's got something.
Yeah.
She knows what she's gonna do. Worried about the kid now.
There's gonna be a riot. Of
really
some sort
worried about
that
the
she's
kid
gonna
now.
Destroy. Yeah, I'd be concerned too, but I don't know. I'm torn because I feel like they don't need to have a kid. Like it's too early to introduce like a child into this.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a motivating thing for Eclipse to like even be going after her right now.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of feel like, maybe they do have a kid. I don't know, like just for like the kid's sake. But still, I could totally see them because they use that point.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, found out you're pregnant. Let's see how this baby
kid likes this.
Yeah, and then boom, kicked her in the stomach. Like that's pretty messed up.
All right, so in our next storyline, we have Caitlin, the mom, and your boy Eclipse, Diaz, going to get the medicine. And they're kind of bonding, and we're kind of seeing... Caitlin's kind of seeing what life really is like for mutants.
Yes. And I liked this. I liked those two together.
It was.
I didn't think I would going into it, just because he's so intense, and she's just still trying to figure it all out. And it got to a point, too, where she was a little annoying at times.
Yeah, there were a few times.
Where it was like, I'm not leaving my kids here! Dude, you're surrounded by a bunch of mutants.
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Which, okay, also, back to the mutants. The redheaded girl.
What does she do?
I don't know, but she's really hot. And I want to know who she is and what she does. Like, she's got to have some kind of pretty cool power or something.
You would think.
Because she seems pretty high up in the hierarchy of the mutant underground.
Right.
So
watch, it's just like she's like pyro. She just uses fire and that's
it. She has red hair.
She has red hair.
She's the only ginger with a soul. Maybe that's what her power
that's her
is.
power right there. She has compassion.
But back to Caitlin. I did like how Caitlin got on the level. She put on them scrubs and she got in there and she got that. She tricked that little nurse real quick.
Oh,
she was good at that.
She blended in.
I
didn't see that coming at all. But also, how convenient was it? Like, oh yeah, I was like pre-med at some point and decided not to do it. So I'm
well,
good.
she did one class.
One class. Oh my! And suddenly she could heal a mutant. Like that was.
Obviously, she knows the doses.
I'm sorry. I took one class of psychology in college. Ask me anything about psychology, and I couldn't tell you damn thing.
Well, yeah, So, well, they get back. We save Blink.
Yeah.
Blink's doing good. This is where I really started to ship Thunderbird and Blink.
Yeah.
In our last storyline, we got Reed dealing with, oh man, what was the damn detective's name?
Well,
Turner.
Turner, yeah, of Sentinel Security.
Yeah, and that's going. We've brought in his mama. We're charging him.
Which, man, they brought another Burn Notice alum.
Oh, is she from Burn Notice
She
too?
was Michael's mother.
Okay.
Yeah, she was great in that show, too.
Yeah.
I saw her and I'm like, oh, come on. Whoever did the casting for this was like calling up her former Burn Notice people. I'm just waiting for Michael to show up now. And then for him to have an aside and be like, when you're a mutant, this is what you do.
Makes the most sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, I really liked how this played out, how it kept growing. We kept feeling worse and worse for Reed. Like, oh, this is getting bad. This is getting bad. This is getting bad. Until the very end, when Reed's like, all right, dude, look. If you were going to charge me with something, you would have already done it. You know how I know that? Because I do your job, too. Mm-hmm. And you obviously are just putting on a dog and pony show because you're screwed. You lost a lot of equipment, a lot of money,
what did he say?
and
Like,
all the mutants.
You lost, like, this millions amount of dollars. I was like, damn. Okay, I didn't realize he was that screwed.
For reals.
Putting him in his place. But still, like, bringing in the mom was pretty messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But, I mean, you could see that's something,
it was desperate.
The evil government would do.
Yeah.
So, again, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done.
Well, they also set up for next week where it may be that they figured out where the hideout is.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really interesting.
So we're gonna have to go on the run again. We're gonna have to actually evacuate this time, not just renovate the place.
Which that was also cool. Just the mutant who like instilled fear.
That is creepy as all hell.
Right?
Like, holy crap.
He looks terrifying, and then he has the power to make fear happen.
Yes.
Like, that was awesome.
Also, what was awesome, and we can jump into some of the things we really liked about the show here, is, again, some of the cameo Easter egg phrases.
Sure.
More of the Brotherhood, more of the X-Men, more not knowing where or when everybody is.
I feel like we're going to keep going with that, and that's those Easter eggs that are, like, going to introduce the X-Men and Brotherhood.
Well, now we have a date. We have something that happened. Mm-hmm. The July 15th incident.
What was the July 15th incident?
I have no idea. And that's what I tried to look up. I tried to look up what is the July 15th incident. And there is nothing in X-Men lore about July 15th other than the attack on Ellis Island from the first X-Men film allegedly happened on July 12th.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be 15th.
No.
So...
and so then we have Turner also saying, the blast that killed my daughter, I don't know if it came from a good mutant or a bad mutant. Or the energy blast. He said energy blast. Which leads you to think Cyclops.
That was exactly where I was going with that.
But when or why would that have happened?
Yeah.
My thought is it goes along with the idea of the Professor X issue in Logan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we are building to, which is what lost the Brotherhood, lost the X-Men. The incident that caused Professor X to have to go into hiding and for the government to really go, that's it, we're done with these mutants.
Yeah, maybe, but we've never seen that.
No, we haven't. And I think that's what it is.
We don't know if like that's exactly what they're talking about because, I mean, where is this on the timeline too? Because Logan was supposed to not even be part of the X-Men universe as far as like timeline-wise is concerned.
Me, personally, I consider it to be part of the timeline. I consider it to come, again, at the end of the timeline, well after Deadpool, well after Days of Future Past. But I think, honestly, I believe this takes place in between X-Men 3, because they mentioned Oakland.
Sure.
Which, again, Bay Area. It's very rough.
So I wonder, though,
and
if they're in...
Days of Future Past, because Blink is not Blink that she is in Days of Future Past.
Sure.
So, and the Sentinels are not the Sentinels that they are in Days of Future Past.
We'll also consider that in Days of Future Past, that's a long time in the future.
Yes.
So
and before the time, this is original timeline, and maybe on original timeline, something was going to hit either way. I don't know. It's, again, continuity, spontaneity.
Right.
It's Fox. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that's kind of our issue right now, is that we're trying to make sense of the timeline and where we are and all these other different things. And I don't even think Fox is paying that much attention to it.
No, but I do think they are working to something.
Sure.
And
I mean, they keep putting in little seeds here and there. And it goes back to what I said last week. I believe there is going to be a flashback episode.
Yeah.
There has to be. With everything that they talk about beforehand and all this and what happened, to my daughter, what happened here, what happened there. I almost feel like it's going to be a heroes thing where they have an entire episode dedicated to the past that makes you kind of, by the end of it, understand what happened to get everybody to where they are.
Yeah.
But I feel like Turner's going to have to do something really drastic before that episode happens.
I think he is going, and I think this doctor that has come into play.
Yeah.
And I tried to figure out it was the 60s and Rio de Janeiro and mutant siblings. And I tried to figure out who that could be, and I just don't know.
I mean, mutant siblings, there's only a few that are like really known,
and two of them we know are untouchable, and that's Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
You cannot touch them.
Yeah.
Except they haven't introduced Scarlet Witch in Fox's, but
theoretically,
still.
They did in a deleted scene of Days of Future Past.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
No, okay, didn't watch that.
It's just a little girl.
Sure.
With Quicksilver.
Well, then you've also got Cyclops and his brother.
Yeah, Havoc.
But that's too 60s, old. That's too old. Unless it's Days of Future Past sort of deal.
Then again, Havoc was in the 60s because that's when First Class takes place.
Right.
But he doesn't have the brother, per se, in that yet.
Right. Well, he might have been like a kid at that point and didn't have his powers yet because he got his powers in the 70s.
Yeah.
Or was it the 80s?
80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's so tough. I'm trying to think of, like, all the siblings. And it might just be some innocuous one that we don't really remember that they're not using.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be interesting.
It is. And there's nothing that I remember from the X-Men franchise that goes to Rio de Janeiro.
No. But I'm sure they did at some point.
But Fast Five, they're kind of mutants in that. They go to Rio de Janeiro.
Well, there are those brothers in Fast.
They're family. So maybe this is one epic crossover that's coming.
That's it. Yeah, just like Star Wars and Guardians of the Galaxy, it's all gonna happen.
Oh God damn it! I just walked right into that.
You
one.
did.
I
you
walked
totally
right
did.
into there.
In LA, if you're listening, that was for you.
But either way, I loved going back to Lauren, Natalie Allen. I loved how she just walks up, takes charge, and I'm so ready for maybe 2 or 3 seasons in when they kind of maybe do a time jump or something, and she's no longer like the little girl of it, like she's one of the leaders. Again, I take the comparing it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when Skye became Agent Skye.
Right.
All of a sudden, she can kick ass. She's not worried about what she's doing. She's just a badass. And I can't wait to find out what Lauren's mutant name is.
I'm excited too, because
Do you think she'll get a mutant name?
Yeah. I mean, I would say so. I mean, you don't have to be part of the X-Men or the Brotherhood. You can just get your own mutant name, like Polaris.
Yeah.
She got her own. Why not? But yeah, she has the most potential out of every single character in this show.
Yeah.
All the other mutants, they're established.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about out of her and her brother, she has the most potential to really be something special and really lead this show to, a few seasons down the road.
Exactly.
But man, she's got to get that ball and chain off of her and her brother. Because he's kind of bringing her down at this point. And I get it's the whole like, oh, I'm your sister. I'm supposed to protect you. Yeah. Look at me. I'm a protector. But I feel like she's going to really be able to develop more when he's not there.
Yeah. And, he could turn a corner. I'm not saying he can't.
He could, but I don't. He's so whiny.
Yeah.
And I just can't connect with his character.
But again, going back to comparing to another superhero show, Gotham.
Sure.
I was not a fan.
You hated Bruce.
Yeah, I did. I hated Bruce. And then all of a sudden, he started to become a character that I didn't mind. I started to like what they were doing with him.
Yeah.
Then they messed up and made me hate him again.
See, that's why I feel like he would be interesting to go join, either Hellfire Club or like
Yeah.
Brotherhood, something.
They mentioned another one. They mentioned the Brotherhood, and they mentioned something else, and now I can't remember what it was.
I've lost it too.
Yeah.
But I think it would be really good for his character for him to join a group that isn't so much doing good, because I think that it's so much easier to play the bad guy as an actor than it is to play the good guy.
Exactly.
We've got Lauren. She's got good girl down.
Yes.
And we are good with it. Stay with it. You are on a great path.
Which, again, back to her role in Gotham, she's got bad girl down, too.
Good for her. All right. Then that means that she's a well-rounded actress.
Yes.
But he hasn't quite got anything down yet.
Yeah.
And it would be so much easier for him to like let his powers really just take control of him, and he just goes bad.
Yeah.
And that would make him a lot more interesting, and I think that would be the only way he could turn the corner.
All right, so a couple negatives on this week's episode. One thing I didn't like, going back to, I said it before, when Polaris tries to use her power in the cell, and she falls, and you see everyone laughing. I don't understand how they were all laughing, because that door is really small, and it looked like there was only one room that could see in there. So how is everyone laughing? That really bothered me. Like that's something that shouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it, I'm like, none of y'all saw that.
There's maybe like
that one girl right there saw it. Maybe that group over there.
There's maybe like two cells that could have seen her.
Yeah.
And also, she's in a cell by herself. That other girl's in a cell by herself. And then there's like that other cell or two that has like 4 people in there. I'm like, okay, they obviously have not put thought into how many people should be in a cell.
I guess not.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's like, well, these ones are dangerous. They need to be by themselves. Yeah. I don't know.
That didn't make sense.
But that kind of bothered me. And like you said, little brother coming up and just going, I know how to use my power now. Rah!
Yeah. That's all he does now.
Yeah.
Like, he started off the episode being like, wake her up. We need to go find my dad. Girl. Like, boy. She needs to, relax. She needs to sleep. She just used a lot of energy. Chill out. Yes, we need to find your dad, but you need to step back.
Yeah.
And then he has, like, no lines for the rest of the episode until the very end where he's like, hey, guys, I'm joining in on the party. Get away from this portal.
It was.
I still don't understand his power either.
No, me neither. I mean, I don't know if it's metal based or object based
or maybe it's just telekinetic. I have no clue at this point, and I want them to explain to me what his power.
I don't need them to explain it immediately. That's fine.
Sure.
Let this be a long drawn out. Let us find out along with him.
Yeah, I get that.
Like, it looks like Lauren's figured out her stuff. Is still figuring out some of it, because we know she can use air and water and maybe other stuff. And she just found out she can close portals.
Yeah.
So, let's learn with him. I get that. That's fine. But show me a little consistency. Give me some... Because, last time we bent a whole bunch of metal things and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Now we made people fly away. So, just kind of give me some dialogue, exposition. Let me know how it is that this happened.
I almost feel like it's not metal-based, though.
Yeah.
Because you've already got Polaris, who Polaris is more of a metal-based mutant. And then now you've got him.
Is that what Polaris is? I thought hers was like electricity or...
Well, she stopped bullets.
That's right. Because when she did in the first one, when she did the and all the lights and everything just went out.
Well, yeah, but that's also metal, too.
Yeah.
And also, like...
See if we can find it.
Yeah, I'm sure they might have taken liberties with her powers in this show, but that was a metal table.
Yeah,
that she moved.
That's also true.
That's why I feel like they're not going to make him be metal based, because I don't know. You've already got one. Why would you need two? So I almost feel like this is going to be like a telekinetic sort of deal.
All right, so Polaris is in the comics. It's electromagnetic manipulation.
Yeah, they are definitely taking liberties with this one.
In the show, the breakdown of the character says, whose abilities include magnetism.
So it's metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess is it her job to be Magneto in his absence? In the series, there is some awareness that Polaris is the daughter of Magneto. I did not see that.
Oh, that would explain why I guess she says she's got like issues with her parents or something like that.
Oh, you're right.
Huh.
Okay, that's very interesting.
That is very interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't see. Now,
that means that child will probably stay alive.
oh yeah.
If you've got the blood of Magneto coursing through your veins, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because Magneto's one of the greatest villains of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay. Predictions. Mm-hmm. I have not watched the next time on yet.
I haven't either.
Okay,
I
didn't get a chance.
So this will be
it.
good for us.
So this is a completely blind prediction. So honestly, where do you think we're going?
I think Sentinel Security mobilizes a team, and they go out and try to take down that headquarters.
Yeah.
Because I almost feel like they're going to need to start going on the move a little bit, so that way they can kind of save some costs too.
Yeah.
So I think that's where they're going to head with this next episode, because this whole show is supposed to be them on the road, moving constantly. And I think that this is where it gets back into play. Next episode, they're on the move. And meanwhile, Stephen Moyer's still going to be messing with that Sentinel Security guy.
Because I think he's going to be in jail for quite a while.
I think so too.
And I think Polaris. It looks like Polaris from last week, or from the preview of the whole season. It looks like Polaris still has a lot to do in the prison too.
Yeah,
I think she's going to get her own mutant gang in the prison.
Yes, I agree. And
start
with that.
to build that. And I agree. I think the next episode is a raid on their hideout.
Yeah,
which ends with our group going on the run.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think so too. And I think Stephen Moyer's character, I think he is going to eventually be used as leverage, and I think that's going to be the only time he gets away from Sentinel Security. That's going to be like, and it's just going to be so that way, that's going to be the first time his family even sees him for a very long time. And I think it's going to be like toward the end of the season too. And then, I think Polaris, same thing. She's just going to start trying to recruit all the mutants to her own cause, and then ultimately try to take over the prison, maybe even start a riot.
Yeah. Sounds about right. So, I like it. I'm excited. I loved episode 2 entitled RX. I think I'm still really hyped about this show. And
I am too.
I'm really loving it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Now, I did, so far, again, I just watched Supergirl. I can still say that this is still my favorite of the returning shows and new shows. However, I have seen episode 1 of The Runaways, and it is going to give this a run for its money.
So we need
pun intended.
Gifted Talkers might add Runaways.
Well, that one's going to be hard because I think I don't know how Hulu shows work.
Okay, so sometimes Hulu does a thing where they release it episodically.
Yeah.
Other times they do it where they do it all at once. I think Runaways is going to be an episodic one.
Feeling at the panel that we got was all at once.
Really?
Yeah. Because there was a lot of talk of binging it, and and the audience kind of blew up. Was like it's Hulu, babe, let's watch it all right now. There was a lot of those like random catcalls out to Jeff Loeb.
Well, what did Jeff Loeb say?
He never really addressed it.
See, okay,
so I just don't know.
Hulu has done it's Netflix that's the one that really just releases it all at once. But Hulu is the one that they are okay with doing it episodically, and they have several shows of their own original content that they release just week to week. So that's why I feel like Runaways is not going to be a whole binge. I think it's just going to be week to week to week to week.
I hope it's a whole binge, because then I'll have to wait like an extra week longer to see an episode, like y'all get to see a new episode the first week. I gotta wait a whole nother week.
You gotta wait till what, November 28th, just to see another one.
Oh, dude, it was funny at the panel. Jeff Loeb was like, look, guys, I'm gonna get you out of here as quick as I can. I know you all want to get home and watch the next episode of Inhumans.
Oh,
and he said it with a real big like. Yeah, we fucked up.
He knew. Yeah. He knew.
Yeah.
He probably didn't want any part of it.
And it was funny. It got a fun reaction from the crowd. So
that's pretty. I like that they can make fun of themselves. By the way, November 21st, which is I believe the premiere of Runaways, is on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So excited to see. I'm really disappointed. I missed the Gifted panel at New York Comic Con. I would have loved to have been at that.
I wonder what they would have even shown, though, or what they would have even done.
They showed 20 minutes of this episode, I believe. Mm-hmm. And, they just talked about stuff. But the panel at San Diego was so much fun. Okay. Like, they're just fun. They just look like they all had a good time together. And stuff.
I would have been interested to hear what they had to say about questions that we're having, mm-hmm. like the timeline and, all that other stuff.
So, I believe you can watch the entire panel on Collider's YouTube page. Okay. I'm pretty sure they stream the whole thing.
Yeah, I think outside of San Diego, New York Comic-Con does a good job of letting you stream.
Yeah, well, they actually partnered with Collider. Oh, Collider was the official streaming site for New York Comic Con.
Very nice.
So that's why I could not actually stream it live, but I could record it. And they will all, the ones I did get recorded will be up on Channel Control and Cinelinx. And we're trying to put together some kind of package for SCNS.
That'd be great.
So we'll see how that all works out. Anyway, all right, that is our show today, guys. Matt, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at Move the Joystick. You can also follow us, UGF, at Cinelinx UGF on Twitter. A new tournament is happening on November 3rd. And also we've released a new video about how we had a hiring for UGF.
Yeah, we wanted to bum rush and personally attack me because I can't be beaten, so we want to personally attack me and bombard me with all this information that I didn't know beforehand.
I think it's great that we have a guy who is going to make sure we all follow the rules and nobody takes shortcuts, and we all just have a good time playing this game, and the audience has a great time, and heck, he could even make these brackets and make sure that we have a more entertaining tournament.
Yeah, and we all build a conspiracy to get the belt off the champion. I get it. I mean, I if I was in your shoes, I would probably hate on me too. So look, the whole situation is crazy. If I was a gorilla, I would call it bananas. But I'm just trying to tell you, whatever. UGF, it's all going down.
Yeah, and it's going to be WWE 2K18. You're going to be playing Double LP, mm-hmm. who did a fantastic job in the Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite tournament. You're still undefeated, so it's going to be really interesting to see if he can rise up and beat you in a game that you know pretty well in WWE 2K18. Well, not 18, but WWE games.
I will be getting it on Thursday.
So you'll have even more time to be practicing.
Exactly.
So good luck to you. Meanwhile, I'll be back in contention with the tournament. I'll be coming in as the number 2 seed, so it'll be interesting. But anyway, other places you can find me Thursdays on SCNS Live. You can also find me on Channel Control. Where else? What the Force, Nerdvana. Oh, yeah, you've got a list. Okay, great. Did I hit everything? I think I hit everything. And Cinelinx, Cinelinx.com.
Absolutely. You guys know you can find me at RealJackSBC on all social media, whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Stardust, or even on Xbox Live, where you can maybe play me in WWE 2K18.
I'll play.
You can find me on Channel Control on Mondays on the Channel Control YouTube channel, SCNS Live every single Thursday night. It is what it is with the Jackass on Cinelinx.com, as well as writing articles for Cinelinx.com. There's a brand new one up about a brand new director for Creed 2. That's right, Sylvester Stallone is directing it. I'm so excited about that. Big shout out to Benjamin for putting together this awesome logo that we have here, and definitely make sure you guys check out next week's episode right here of the Gifted Talkers on the Offshoots Network or on Cinelinx.com. Until then, guys, this has been Gifted Talkers, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Gifted Talkers. Views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily reflect those of the Offshoots Radio Network, the Jackass Station, or Cinelinx.com. For all your news, reviews, editorials, and more, keep it on Cinelinx.com.